Flosstube. Welcome to Stitch and Quilt Flosstube number 9. My name is Stephanie, otherwise known as Vintage Sew Girl, and I'm so glad you stopped by. We haven't talked since the week of Thanksgiving, and I hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving if you so celebrate in the U.S. If not, I hope your past couple of weeks have been pretty awesome. Mine have been pretty good. I did enjoy my week off from work. It has been really hard going back to work last week, but we only have 2 more weeks and then we're off 2 weeks for Christmas, so that'll be nice too. So let's get started. If you're new here, this is a channel mostly about cross stitch, although I do all kinds of other stuff, so you'll hear about that too. Sorry. I wanted to tell you about my most recent enjoyable thing, my recent happy. And this is kind of odd, but it's these. I got these scissors of all places, Harbor Freight. They were like $8, maybe. I don't even, maybe 3 or 4. I don't remember. They're iron. They're pretty heavy, and they're awesome. Now, they're not so much for my stitching work. They're too big. But if you've been around and watched me a while, you know that I do, I'm trying to do 18th century costuming and other things. And these are great for that handwork that I do when I'm sewing. And I'll be showing you something I worked on this week later on in the video. And I did use these and they were awesome. They cut threads. They cut small pieces of fabric, little sections if you need to cut small. Not for cutting out patterns or fabric, but little handwork. And I really enjoy these. My fingers fit in there really good too. Okay, so let's get on to whips. I don't have any finishes, stitchy finishes this week. I don't have any finishes, but I do have the whips I've been working on. So let me start with this one. This is in a bag that I made. Octopus, of course. When I make bags for myself, they're fairly large, and I also make a small little accessories bag because I like to put scissors, although mine are not in here, they're down in the bag, but I like to make the matching ones. So this is it was a stitch along for 2018. I dropped something. Excuse me. And I've been working on it. I think I started it in December last year. And it was it's called the Weaver's Tapestry Band Sampler. There's several other people that are working on it, and there's a hashtag on Instagram, and I'll put that hashtag in the box below. But I've decided, since this is on 18 count Ada and I can see it without magnification, this is going to be my travel project. Whatever I work on whenever I'm not at home and I don't need magnification. So this past week I did all of this right here on the bottom. I really wish that this floss showed up better in video or in pictures. It is 4240 DMC, and it has come on, focus. It has purple, it has blue, there, maybe. Anyway, it's gorgeous in person, and it never shows up as good as it looks in real life when I take a picture or I show it on Flosstube. And this stitch along has 49 parts, and I believe the one I'm almost finished with is number 11. So it's going to be quite long and thin, and I'm going to just carry this along and be my portable project to take with me, doctor's appointments, things like that. Okay, I stitch at lunch sometimes at work too. All right, my next project that I worked on the first week, the week of Thanksgiving, and it's in a bag by the 805 Stitcher. I'll link her below as well, it was Cooper from Kathy Barrick. Let me find the cover picture. Here it is. Cooper. I've loved him forever, and I actually have the perfect thing that I'm going to finish him on when I get done, and I can't wait. This was my first foray into anything higher than 32 counts. This is on 40 count. I forget. Oh, here it is. 40 count Wren. If I picture this plus. So there's Cooper. There's what I did the week of Thanksgiving. I'm loving him. I think he's turning out really awesome. I love stitching these letters. So these are the called for DMC colors. And I will pick that up next time it comes up in my rotation, which I hope is soon. I've been using Decision Roulette because I want to spend a week working on things, so I actually get some progress. But I also have startitis, so I've been itching to start a bunch of new things. And so I decided that as long as I was spending a week working on stuff, that on the 1st of each month I would start something new, because I have a bunch of things kitted up and ready to go. So I started December 1st. I spun my wheel. I have a wheel of starts, so I spun the wheel and started. This is a bag I made with TARDIS on it. And I spun my wheel, and it landed on the Heritage Sampler by Plum Street Samplers. I bought this from 1884 Stitchery, and it was as a kit from her when she did her charity auctions. And I started this on the 1st, and this came to me this way, and I debated and debated and debated, but it's 44/46 count Lakeside linen in vintage buttercream, I think. And so I said, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. Now, I cannot stitch on this without my really bright light and much magnification, but this is what I got done from December 1st through last night. I haven't stitched on it today. So it's kind of hard to tell, but there is some lighter white in there. I'm in love with Weeks Dye Works Kudzu. That's the stem and vines on the flower. It's my new favorite green. I'm really enjoying this. It does take my eyes some getting used to when I sit down and start working on it. They start watering and not focusing right, but I think I'm really going to enjoy this. So I'll be happy when it comes up again in the rotation. I have not spun yet today. So if you follow me on Instagram, Vintage Sew Girl on Instagram, I'll post later today what project that I spun for, to see what I'm going to work on this coming up week. All right, so let's get on to haul. Everybody's favorite part of Flosstube. Most of my haul is not stitchy, cross stitchy. It's all stitchy related in some way, but not cross stitchy. But we'll start with the cross stitch stuff. So I got, these came yesterday. Actually, I haven't even looked at them yet, other than through the bag. I got my Color and Cotton Floss of the Month. I do the all colors, 5 skeins. And I'm loving them. I'm thinking I might change to Prim for the new year. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. So this is Monaco. I don't know if you can tell, there are 2 shades of blue in there. That's going to be awesome. Northern Lights, pretty, several shades of green. Capri, which is a lighter blue with some kind of little dusty blue in there. Aztec, a good peachy, coppery orange color. And then Canary, good all-purpose yellow. Banana. All right, So if you follow me on Instagram at all or have watched any of my past videos, you know that part of the vintage part of my name is I love antique and thrift stores and things like that. So I went to some of this stuff's going to be thrift store and some is a used bookstore that is right down the street from my house. So first thing, I found this in the used bookstore. It's called the Admonition Sampler 18th Century Style by Fay Ray Stitcheries. It says, this verse with a gentle reproof, in quotes, is taken from a sampler stitched in 1797, and we've designed our borders, motifs, and alphabet in the style used in the 18th century samplers. You'll enjoy stitching this new version of an old sampler, says Fay and Ray Perkins, designers and partners. And the verse says, in reading this, if any faults you see, mend first your own and then find fault in me. So I really kind of like the verse. And it does look a lot like a reproduction sampler. I like the house too. Now, it's all either DMC Bates. Do they even sell Bates anymore? And Royal Moulin floss. But what I think I'm going to do is work out a color conversion using some of the hand dyes and more primitive looking colors to make it look more like a vintage sampler. So this is dated, I don't know if you can read this, worked in the year 1986 by Fay Perkins. Or, no, Ray Perkins. So I don't know when I'll get to this, but it was like 50 cents. So, yeah, I had to do it. All right, next, the same bookstore, they had a bunch of these For the Love of Cross-Stitch magazines. This one is January 1992. They ranged from the early 90s to like 1995. And I looked through a few of them, and there was some cute stuff in some of them. But I fell in love with this owl. I don't really do Christmas stuff much. I'm more of a Halloween person. I used to be real big on Christmas, but not so much anymore. But I love this owl with the little Santa on his back. And so I think this was probably 50 cents or something like that. So I decided I had to have it. It's designed by Susan Brack. There's a whole article about her in here. And there's some other cute things in here. Look, winter greens. Little houses. You like stitch on your sweatshirt. Very 90s. Cute little nutcrackers, if you're into the nutcrackers. I keep looking for one. If anybody sees a nutcracker with a French horn, hit me up. My son plays the French horn, and I look for anything. I'm trying to find something for him that has a French horn. And I love this train. And apparently there are there's another design in the March issue. This was January. So there's another design like that in the March issue 1992. So, yeah. I just love this owl. Sorry for the wrinkly magazine pages. Alright. The next thing I got was actually from a thrift shop. There was a new one opened up in town, so my son and I went and had to check it out. He collects vinyl albums, usually because he likes classical music. He's a musician, so it's usually things related to horns, French horns, or classical music, you know, Bach and Mozart and all that kind of stuff. So he bought about 15 albums, and I bought a vintage needlecraft book. I have a big collection of these. One of these days I'll pull it out maybe and make a video of all my old needlecraft books. But this is all, there's knitting, there's sewing, there is embroidery, needlepoint, cross stitch, just all kinds of things. And there's always good techniques in these books. I was looking to see when this was published. 1983. So, you know, crochet in here. Crochet. But the neat thing that I didn't notice until I got home is there is a thing of patterns in the back. All the patterns for the sewing things in this book are on this one sheet of paper. That's insane. It's front and back too. It's on the other side. So I thought about maybe framing this and hanging it on the wall because it's almost like modern art. All right, next thing I got, this was also at the used bookstore. As you know, because we're Stitch and Quilt, I quilt too. And I'm sorry guys, I didn't make the video of my quilts during Thanksgiving. I just got lazy. I'm sorry. I'll try to do one during Christmas. I'll try. But I found this. The Standard Book of Quilt Making and Collecting by Marguerite Ickes. And it's a Dover edition of a book, but it has got old pictures of different types of quilts and different quilt blocks, applique. It's just a good reference. I like that one. It's a good reference to look at, and especially if you're looking at old quilts. These books are good to see the names of quilt blocks and what would have been done when they're older. This book was originally published in, 1949. So it's dated, but I think it's a good reference book. So that one. Then, I don't know why I bought this. I just did. Bead Netted Patterns by Jane Davis. And look at the back. I've always wanted to make one of these purses. So maybe that's why I got it. But we'll see. I may never do anything with it, but again, good reference book. This one was published in 1999, so not so old, but still cool. Okay, the next several things that I got are related to my costuming hobby. So, books. I got Draping Period Costumes. Well, this book is geared to costuming, like for theater. It has some good techniques for how to drape patterns. I'm trying to find, like here. So a lot of things that I'm coming across, a lot of the patterns in the books are one size, and I need to know how to get them from that size to my size. So I thought this would help. Then I was told everybody has to have this book, so I got this book. It is awesome. This is how patterns are done in these books. And you have to scale them up, and then you have to scale up to your size, make them custom fit. And I think this book will help a lot. It does have some color illustrations of how things look, and I've been enjoying reading it, though I've not gotten started yet. So, costume close-up. The next thing I got, oh, let me show you this. Can you see my ring? Focus. This is from a jeweler called Dames a la Mode. And she's clearancing out her rings. I'll link her down below. So if you would like one, she has several sizes left, but not very many. So I just love it. I love that blue. Anyway, now, next, I got a kit. 18th century bonnet, silk bonnet kit. It came with everything I needed, needle, pins, everything I needed to make the bonnet in this picture. If you can see it. There you go. So it came Friday. I made it yesterday. So here is my bonnet. It has drawstrings in the back so that you can adjust it to fit your head. This is silk. I got black. They had several colors, but I got black because the shoes I'm getting are black, and I thought they'll match the shoes because I'm not real sure what I'm using for my gown yet. So when you wear them, they go low, and you have a cap on under this as well. I haven't made a cap yet. I think that's what I might be going to do this afternoon, is try to locate a pattern and pull out some linen to make a cap to go under my bonnet. It will have trim. There is a piece of black ribbon to put some trim here, and then you trim it up to match your gown. So I'm going to put the trim all on it once I get my gown made. So that was a lot of fun. I spent yesterday afternoon working on that. So another thing that I got was I found a pattern in plus size. So I ordered this. I found it on Etsy. It is Black Snail Patterns. Oh, I forgot the hat pattern. Penny River Costumes on Etsy. She's awesome. So this is, you have to put it together. I haven't done that yet. I'm not here yet. I've got to finish my course, my stays, and make a bum pad and some petticoats before I get to this. So soon. I'm soon. So that's a little bit of the things that I got with my Black Friday sales. So the next thing I'd like to talk about is Stitchy Kindness. I'm participating in Get Your Stitchy Wish List Granted. It's a hashtag on Instagram. And I posted my wish list, and a couple of people responded that they would send me stuff. I asked for 28 or 32 count fabrics because I don't have a real LNS nearby. And that's what I'm always lacking, is the fabric to stitch stuff on. And it's hard when you just see a picture on a screen. Sometimes it's nice to see things and then pick the pattern to go on it. So the first thing I got was from Lisa. She's Kindred Stitcher on Instagram, sorry. And she sent this it's sparkly, pretty little card and a sweet note. Thank you, Lisa. And she sent me several fabrics. I'm not sure what this one is. It's not labeled, but it's a big piece. I may do my All Souls Veer Landing on this because I've been having trouble finding a piece big enough. So maybe. The next piece she sent is Fantasy Dyed Fabrics 28 count Lugana Opal. There, sparkles. This is gorgeous. Look at this. Now I want to stitch all the things. This piece is Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie, Gingerbread, 32 count Jobelin. Love it. This is Chai Tea, Hand Dyed Jobelin, 28 count Witchelt. That's pretty neutral. That'd be good for lots of stuff. And another Fantasy Dyed Fabrics. Look how she puts her thing on with a button. That's cute. And this is Jobelin. It doesn't have a color name, but it's a really pretty pink. And then the last piece, it says R&R 30 count iced cappuccino. So I think that is going to be awesome. Thank you so much, Lisa. I really appreciate it. I just thought you were going to send a piece or two, and I'm just floored. All right, the next piece of stitchy kindness comes from Patience. She's stitching 304 on Instagram, and she sent a sweet little card, hello you, with a sweet note inside, and a needle. And she sent, let me do the fabrics. She sent some that she had dyed, and I think she told me they were all 28 count. Correct me if I'm wrong, Patient. So that spots are a little brighter on this side. I like that. I love that green. And then this piece, look at those rust colors in there. That's gorgeous. And then this as well. This reminds me of, is it called Grandpa's shirt? Where it looks like it's dirty. I love it. And then, oop, the label fell out. This piece of green. This was Weeks Dye Works Guacamole, which was my previous favorite green floss. So, she also sent me this cute little house pincushion with Santa on, a ring, and some floss drops. Love floss drops. A needle minder. And yes, Patience, you should sell the needle minders. I like this. This is a good size. The magnets are really strong. I like really strong magnets. Okay. Then she sent this Picture This Plus cauldron. I didn't take it out of the bag. But there's cauldron. Gorgeous. And going above and beyond, just like Lisa did, she sent me a pattern, Yuletide Blessings, which is really cute. I like it. And project bags she made. I like this. This is great for smalls. It's not real big. This pattern piece, this pattern fits perfectly in here. Just fold the top down. So thanks again, Patience. You're awesome. And if you have not done so, go find the hashtag Get Your Stitchy Wish List Granted, because I'm going to try to grant a couple of wishes this week. So I did forget one thing in my haul. It's because I don't have it sitting here. I did get my Baba Yaga kit from the Witchy Stitcher. So I don't have it with me. It's at my mom's. I stitch at my mom's a lot, so I leave some of my things over there. And it's over there, but I do have pictures. So I'll insert some pictures of the Baba Yaga kit at the end of my video. I don't know yet how to put them in the middle. I'm still learning. So it's awesome. It was wrapped really awesome. It came with the pattern, a hoop, a needle, the fabric, and the floss. I could start right now, but I'm not. I can't start until I either finish something or on the 1st. Dang. So anyway, I love everything that I have gotten this week. I love all you guys. Thank you for watching, for liking, for commenting, for subscribing. If there's anything else you would like to know about me, feel free to comment below. If I got anything wrong, feel free to comment below. I really am enjoying this Flosstube community. And, oh, I don't know if you noticed, I changed where I sit, so you have a little bit different background. This is a 3115 vintage industrial sewing machine. This is a treadle machine. The company is Free, and it's the Free number 5. It's my favorite treadle machine, and I do use it. Maybe you'll see it better if I move the hat. There you go. And you also kind of get a glimpse at some of my little weird collections of things. Here and here. And I have my ever-present Pocket Jamie to watch me sew. So, thanks again for watching. I'm glad you came. And as always, have a good time.